Every morning, you wake up holding something powerful, something most people overlook. It's not your phone. It's not the to-do list that's already whispering to you from the corner of your mind. No, it's your choice. The choice to stay tangled in the heavy threads of yesterday's worries, regrets, and distractions, or to gently release them and step into today with fresh eyes, clear purpose, and quiet strength. Before the world rushes in and your energy is pulled in 10 directions, there is a sacred space. That space is the stillness of dawn. That in-between moment where the world hasn't fully awakened yet, but you can. And in that stillness lies your greatest power. You have the power to reset your energy, to reframe your thinking, and to reclaim your mindset. Because no matter what happened yesterday, this day is a clean slate. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you spoke kindly to yourself at the start of the day? When did you last pause not just to get ready physically, but to get ready mentally and emotionally? At Daily Motivation Secrets, we believe in the sacredness of the first few minutes of your morning. Why? Because those minutes shape your mindset, and your mindset shapes your reality. The thoughts you choose, the words you speak to yourself, they don't just echo in your head. They create your emotional atmosphere. They write the script for your life. So today, we invite you to start your morning differently. Before the noise takes over, take it back. Before the world decides who you should be, declare who you already are. Speak these affirmations with me, not as empty words, but as truths you're ready to live into. Affirmations calm, empowering delivery. Take a deep breath with me in through the nose hold and gently exhale. Now, repeat these words not just with your voice, but with your heart. I am grateful for this new day, filled with endless possibilities. Gratitude opens the door to abundance. When you start your day with appreciation, you begin to see opportunity where others see obstacles. This moment is a gift. And so are you. I am strong, capable, and ready to face whatever comes my way. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need the courage to begin. Even when things feel uncertain, you are steady. You've survived every tough day before. You'll rise again today. I believe in myself and my ability to create the life I desire. You are not waiting for permission. You are not here to play small. You are the artist of your life, and every thought, every action, is a brushstroke. I choose to be positive, kind, and focused today. You can't control what the day brings, but you can control how you carry your energy. Let kindness be your language, positivity your compass, and focus your power. I deserve success, happiness, and peace. Say it again, louder in your soul. You are worthy not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Your value isn't up for debate. It's already written in your being. I am in control of my thoughts, emotions, and actions. When life spins fast, your breath brings you home. You are not your emotions. You are the calm beneath the storm. You get to choose your response. I radiate confidence and inner peace. True confidence isn't loud. It's quiet certainty. It's walking into the day not needing to prove anything, just knowing you're enough. I attract opportunities that align with my purpose. You don't chase what's meant for you. You become someone who naturally receives it. Alignment attracts abundance. I am surrounded by love, support, and abundance. Even on the loneliest days, you are never truly alone. The universe reflects your belief. Speak love, and love will echo back. Today, I rise. Today, I thrive. Not just survive. Not just get through the day. You were made for more. Today is not a burden, it's a chance. Rise into it. These aren't just morning affirmations. They're morning commitments. They are reminders of your truths we too easily forget in the noise of life. And when repeated consistently, they don't just change your morning. They change your mindset. And your mindset changes everything. So many of us go through life reacting instead of creating. We wake up and immediately hand over our focus to emails, headlines, social media, stress. But what if you could take just 5 minutes to come back to yourself, to center, to breathe, to speak into your life the things you want instead of the things you fear? Affirmations are not about denying reality. They're about directing it, about taking control of the only thing you ever truly own: your energy. Here's the truth. Your thoughts shape your beliefs shape your actions, and your actions shape your reality. So yes, these simple words you're speaking each morning, they matter. You matter. I remember a time when I would wake up and instantly feel behind. I'd check my phone, scroll through other people's lives, compare, criticize, complain, and I couldn't figure out why I always felt so drained by 9 a.m. Then I made a shift. I started with just one affirmation. One moment of intentional breathing. One sentence I chose to believe I am enough, and slowly, the mornings changed. My energy changed. I changed. What's one sentence you're willing to believe about yourself today? You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need a starting point. And that starting point begins the moment you choose yourself. So here's your reminder. You are not here to rush through life, burned out and disconnected. You are here to live it awake. You are here to rise with intention, to show up for yourself, to speak life into your day. And when you do, life has a way of speaking back. This is Daily Motivation Secrets, your space to reset, to refocus, and to rise. Now take one more breath and go start your day right, not just by what you do, but by who you choose to be. Let's take a moment, a real pause, before the emails, before the noise, before the world decides who you should be today. Breathe in and say it with me. I am grateful for this new day, filled with endless possibilities. Now, I know some mornings don't feel like that. Some mornings, it's hard enough just to get out of bed, let alone feel grateful. Maybe you woke up tired, stressed, or with the weight of yesterday still sitting heavily on your shoulders. But that's exactly why this affirmation matters. Gratitude isn't just a fluffy feel-good emotion. It's a quiet revolution. It's the decision to reclaim your mindset before life claims it for you. When you say I am grateful, you're not denying that life can be hard. You're reminding yourself that life is still full of hope, of opportunity, of another chance. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you noticed the little things? The sunlight stretching across your room in the morning. The first sip of your coffee. The breath you're taking right now, without even trying. These are not small things. These are anchors. They bring you back to the present, the only place where peace and power truly exist. Because the truth is, your mind is constantly pulled in every direction, worrying about tomorrow, replaying what happened yesterday, comparing yourself to someone else's filtered version of life. But when you pause, when you say, I'm grateful, you pull yourself back into the now. And the now is where your strength lives. You see, a grateful heart isn't a passive one. It's an activated one. Gratitude doesn't make you ignore problems, it gives you the clarity to face them with grace. It's not just about being thankful for what's good, it's about choosing to see the good, even when things feel uncertain. Let me tell you something from my own experience. There was a time in my life when I felt stuck. Every day looked the same. Wake up, work, worrying, repeat. And no matter how much I achieved, I couldn't shake that dull feeling of emptiness. Until one day, I heard someone say, the happiest people aren't the ones who have more. They're the ones who notice more. That hit me. So I tried something simple. I started writing down 3 things I was grateful for every morning. It could be anything: a kind message, a hot shower, a moment of quiet. Within weeks, something shifted. Life didn't change, but how I experienced it did. And that's what this affirmation invites you to do. When you say, I am grateful for this new day, you're setting the tone. You're saying, I don't know what this day will bring, but I choose to welcome it with open arms. You're not waiting for the perfect moment, you're creating it. And when you say, filled with endless possibilities, you're not predicting the future, you're allowing space for something better than your current expectation. Possibility is hope with its sleeves rolled up. It's belief in motion. So today, I challenge you. What if you started your morning not with a complaint, but with curiosity? Not with stress, but with stillness? What if you looked at today not as something to survive, but something to discover? Because even in routine, there's renewal. Even in silence, there's a whisper of growth. This day, your day, is a blank canvas. What will you paint? And I'm not talking about grand gestures. I'm talking about simple choices. The choice to smile at a stranger, to forgive someone, to start that small thing you've been putting off. The choice to be here, in this moment, with gratitude in your heart and possibility in your hands. Every great breakthrough in history started with a single belief. Maybe something better is possible. So say it again, with more conviction this time. I am grateful for this new day, filled with endless possibilities. Say it in the mirror. Say it out loud. Say it until your soul believes it. Because you are not stuck. You are not too late. And you are certainly not powerless. This new day is not your enemy, it's your invitation. An invitation to show up, to breathe deeper, to live softer, to take one step, just one, in the direction of your highest self. So before you step into the day, let this be your foundation. Gratitude and possibility, presence and purpose, stillness and strength. This is Daily Motivation Secrets, reminding you that the best version of your life is not found in some distant future. It begins right now, with a heart that is grateful and a mind that is open. Now go forward, with clarity, with courage, with calm, because this day, it's yours to shape. Let's be honest, some days hit harder than others. And there are mornings when you wake up already feeling behind, already carrying the weight of something you didn't ask for. It could be stress, loss, pressure, doubt. But right here, right now, I want you to take a breath and repeat this with me, slowly and intentionally. I am strong, capable, and ready to face whatever comes my way. These are not just words. This is a reminder. Because sometimes we forget who we are. Sometimes the world gets so loud that it drowns out our own inner voice, the voice that knows we've been through storms before. And we're still standing. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you gave yourself credit? I mean, really looked back and said, wow, I made it through that. I didn't give up. Because you did. And that matters. You don't need everything in your life to be easy. What you need is you. The real you. The one who has already overcome sleepless nights, difficult conversations, uncertain seasons, and silent battles no one even knows about. That strength, it didn't come from perfect circumstances. It came from struggle, from growth, from showing up even when you didn't feel like it. You know, society has sold us the idea that strength looks like perfection, like having it all together, all the time. But I've learned that real strength is much quieter than that. It's not in the show, it's in the choice. The choice to keep going. The choice to try again. The choice to say, even if today breaks me down, I will rise again tomorrow. That's the kind of strength you carry, whether you believe it yet or not. And capability. That's not about having all the answers. It's about being willing to learn through the unknown, to adapt, to ask for help when needed, to trust yourself enough to figure it out, one step at a time. Let me share something with you. I remember a phase in my life when everything felt like too much. Work deadlines, family obligations, personal insecurities. It was a cocktail of overwhelm. I didn't feel capable. I didn't feel strong. But one night, I sat in silence, put my hand on my heart, and whispered to myself, you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to show up. That night changed everything. Because readiness isn't about control. It's about confidence, the kind of quiet, unshakable confidence that says, no matter what happens today, I'll figure it out. I'll face it. And I'll grow from it. So what if today doesn't go as planned? What if something unexpected shows up? What if it's harder than you thought? Even then you're ready. Not because you've trained for every possible scenario, but because you've built the resilience to respond, to adjust, to rise. That's the power of inner strength. Let's be clear. You're not fragile. You're not failing. You're not falling apart. You are becoming. And becoming takes pressure. It takes uncertainty. It takes courage. There's a reason diamonds are formed under pressure. There's a reason trees grow strongest in the direction of resistance. There's a reason you're here, right now, hearing these words, because maybe today, your spirit needed the reminder. So hear this loud and clear. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you've been told. And you are ready not because you have no fear, but because you refuse to be defined by it. Let this be your daily armor. Not perfection, not performance, but presence, purpose, power. So again, take a deep breath and say it with conviction. I am strong, I am capable, and I am ready to face whatever comes my way. Write it down. Say it in the mirror. Repeat it until you stop doubting and start believing. Because the truth is you've already proven it. Every day you didn't quit. Every time you showed up when it would have been easier to give up. Every time you said, I'll try again tomorrow. That was strength. That was capability. That was readiness. So don't wait for life to get easier. Get stronger. You already are. This is Daily Motivation Secrets, your reminder that the strength you're looking for isn't outside of you. It's been inside you all along, waiting for you to speak to it, believe in it, and lead with it. Now go into your day not with fear, but with fire. You've got this. Let me ask you something deeply personal. Do you truly believe in yourself? Not just on the good days when everything is going your way and your confidence is high. I mean on the hard days, the quiet ones, the days when doubt whispers louder than your dreams. Because that's when belief matters most. Take a breath with me and say this out loud, slowly and intentionally. I believe in myself and my ability to create the life I desire. You may not fully believe it yet, and that's okay. Sometimes belief starts as a whisper, a seed. But like any seed, if nurtured daily, it grows. And let me tell you something powerful. Every dream, every vision you've ever had about a better, fuller, more meaningful life starts not with a plan, but with belief. Belief is the blueprint for becoming. Think about it. Every person who's ever accomplished something extraordinary didn't start with certainty. They started with conviction. They started with this unshakable idea. I can do this. Even if I don't know how yet, I believe I can learn. I believe I'm worth trying. Belief is what makes you show up when no one's watching. It's what makes you practice in the dark while others are waiting for the spotlight. It's what makes you dream when the world tells you to settle. But let's be honest, believing in yourself is not always easy. Life happens. People disappoint us. We make mistakes. We carry shame. And slowly, little by little, we start to doubt our voice, our value, our power. If that's where you are right now, hear me clearly. You are not broken. You are becoming. And belief is how you rebuild from the inside out. Let me share something personal. There was a time in my life when I stopped dreaming. I stopped setting goals. I had been rejected, criticized, and made to feel like I didn't have what it takes. But one day, I heard a quote that changed me. It said, "If you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them." It hit me hard. I realized I had been talking myself out of everything I wanted. So I did something simple, but life-changing. I started saying this sentence every morning: I believe in myself and my ability to create the life I desire. Even when I didn't feel like it. Even when nothing in my external world matched the words. And slowly belief began to build. Opportunities began to show up. But more importantly, I began to show up fully, bravely, and without apology. Because here's what most people don't tell you. You don't get the life you want by waiting. You get it by becoming the person who believes they deserve it, and then acting accordingly. So ask yourself, what would your life look like if you truly believed you were capable? What would you start? What would you stop tolerating? Who would you become? Belief isn't about having it all figured out. It's about trusting that you are capable of figuring it out along the way. It's the foundation under your feet when everything else feels uncertain. That life you desire, the one with freedom, purpose, love, creativity, peace. It's not just a fantasy. It's your inner knowing calling you forward. And the bridge from where you are to where you want to be is belief. So let's ground this in truth. You are enough. You do have something meaningful to offer. You can rise, even if you've fallen 100 times. Your life doesn't need permission from anyone else. It needs your participation, your yes, your belief. So here's what I want you to do today. Say it again, with more strength, more presence, more ownership. I believe in myself and my ability to create the life I desire. Write it on a sticky note. Make it your phone wallpaper. Repeat it in your car. Speak it until your subconscious stops arguing with it and starts accepting it. Because your voice matters. Your path is real. And your dreams are possible. This is Daily Motivation Secrets, your reminder that belief isn't wishful thinking. It's the spark that lights the fire. It's the first brick in building a life that reflects who you truly are. Now go forward, not waiting for proof, but becoming the proof. Let's take a moment before your day really begins. Before the notifications. Before the traffic. Before the outside world floods in with demands and noise. Right here, in this stillness, you have a choice. A powerful one. Say it with me now. Today, I choose positivity, kindness, and focus. These words are more than just an intention. They are a decision. One that can completely shift the direction of your day and your life. Let's be real. It's easy to react to life. It's easy to wake up, check the news, scroll social media, hear something negative, and immediately feel anxious, distracted, or even defeated. But what if you didn't let the world set your tone for the day? What if you set it? Because the truth is, you're the one who decides the rhythm of your morning. Not the news, not your inbox, not the chaos around you. You. That's the beauty of this affirmation. Today, I choose positivity. It means, even if life feels messy or uncertain, you're still choosing to see the light. You're not denying reality. You're deciding to focus on what lifts you, not what drains you. And here's a thought worth sitting with. Positivity is not pretending everything is perfect. It's the courageous act of saying, even in this, I will find what's good. I will create what's good. So, how do we live that out practically? Start small. Notice the simple joys. A warm cup of coffee. A quiet moment before the day begins. The sunlight pouring through your window. These are not distractions. These are anchors. They remind you that joy is still available right now. Now, let's talk about kindness. Today, I choose kindness. The world moves fast. Everyone's trying to get somewhere. But what if you slowed down just enough to offer someone a smile? To speak a word of encouragement? To respond with patience even when it's hard? Kindness isn't just something we give to others. It's something we give to ourselves. How often are you kind to you? Because real growth doesn't come from self-criticism. It comes from self-compassion. From saying, I'm doing my best today, and that's enough. So yes, choose kindness outwardly. But don't forget to reflect it inwardly too. Now, the last part of this affirmation. Today, I choose focus. We live in a world of distractions, endless tabs, pings, tasks, expectations, and it's easy to feel like your attention is being stolen every minute. But focus, that's a superpower. When you choose focus, you're not just getting more done. You're giving your energy depth. You're saying, my mind will not be ruled by urgency. It will be guided by purpose. Try this. Start your day with just one thing you want to complete. One conversation to be fully present in. One moment to breathe and check in with yourself. It's not about doing more. It's about being more intentional, more aligned, more centered. So let me ask you, what would today look like if you moved through it with positivity, kindness, and focus? Would your conversations feel different? Would your stress feel lighter? Would your goals feel more achievable? You have more control than you think. You don't have to wait for the perfect mood. You don't need the stars to align. You just need to decide right now, this morning, to show up differently. And that's what this affirmation invites you to do. To live with more awareness. To lead your day instead of letting it lead you. So repeat it with me again this time. Let it sink in a little deeper. Today, I choose positivity, kindness, and focus. Because that choice will shape your tone, your energy, your outcomes. You will not be perfect. You don't need to be. You just need to return to your intention again and again whenever the day pulls you away from it. This is how we build a life worth living. Not in giant leaps, but in these small, conscious, powerful choices. So today, remember, your energy is sacred. Your attention is precious. Your heart is capable of creating beauty in ordinary moments. And it all starts with a choice. This is Daily Motivation Secrets, your reminder that you already have everything you need inside you to live this day with clarity, with grace, and with power. Now go and lead your day. Not from reaction, but from intention. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you can. And repeat after me. I deserve success. I deserve happiness. I deserve peace. Now pause. Let those words land. Let them echo not just in your mind, but in the deepest part of you. Because sometimes, the hardest thing to believe is that we are worthy. We live in a world that tells us we have to earn everything. Earn love. Earn rest. Earn our place at the table. And over time, that message sinks in. So much so that when someone says, you deserve joy, our instinct is to say, but have I done enough to earn it? Let's be clear right now. You were not born to prove your worth. You were born with it. You are not here just to survive the day, punch the clock, and check the boxes. You are here to live a life that feels like yours. A life filled with success not just in your work, but in your growth. A life filled with happiness, not just fleeting pleasures, but a deep sense of joy. A life filled with peace, not the absence of chaos, but the presence of inner calm no matter what's going on around you. But to step into that kind of life, you must first believe something simple but powerful. You deserve it. Not someday. Not when things settle down. Not after you fix everything. Now, let me ask you something. What would your life look like if you truly believed you were worthy of the things you long for? Would you speak up more? Would you stop settling for less than you need? Would you finally take that leap you've been waiting on? Here's what I know. Most people don't fail because they're not capable. They fail because they don't believe they deserve better. So they play small. They stay silent. They say, maybe next time. They wait for permission that never comes. But you don't need permission. You need belief. And here's the truth: success isn't just for the chosen few. Happiness isn't only for people who've had a perfect past. Peace isn't only for monks and mountain retreats. They're all available to you right here, in this life, in this body, with everything you are right now. You may have made mistakes. You may still be figuring things out. But none of that changes this truth. You are worthy. I want to share something personal. For a long time, I thought I had to earn peace. I thought I needed to hustle until I was exhausted, achieve more, prove something to someone. And even when I got what I wanted, I still didn't feel satisfied. Why? Because I didn't believe I was allowed to feel good without a reason. It wasn't until I started repeating this simple truth: I deserve success. I deserve happiness. I deserve peace. Every day, like a mantra, like a promise to myself, that I began to live differently. I started to say no to things that drained me. I started to say yes to rest, to joy, to laughter, to stillness. I started creating from a place of wholeness, not from lack. And you can do the same. Let's break this down. Success isn't about climbing the highest ladder. It's about moving in the direction that feels aligned with who you really are. If you wake up with purpose, you're already succeeding. Happiness isn't a constant state. It's the permission to feel good, to embrace joy, even in small moments: a good song, a deep breath, a connection with someone you love. Peace isn't found when everything around you is perfect. It's cultivated within you through boundaries, through forgiveness, through self-trust. All of this begins with a decision to believe that you are enough, that you are deserving, that you don't have to wait. So today, I want to challenge you. Stop asking the world to validate your worth. Start giving yourself what you've been waiting for. Give yourself permission to rest, to smile, to chase a dream that feels too big, to walk away from what no longer fits, to live without apology. Say it again. This time, say it like your future depends on it, because it does. I deserve success. I deserve happiness. I deserve peace. Write it down. Make it your morning mantra. Repeat it until your body believes it more than your doubts. Because you were not born to simply get by. You were born to shine, to lead, to love deeply, and live fully. This is Daily Motivation Secrets, your reminder that life isn't waiting for you to become someone else. It's waiting for you to remember who you already are. So go now, walk into your day with your head high and your heart open. Not because life is easy, but because you finally believe you are worthy of everything good it has to offer. Let's pause before the day pulls you in 100 directions. Before stress, news, or other people's energy start influencing your mood. Let's take a breath and come home to yourself. Repeat this with me, slowly and deliberately. I am in control of my thoughts, my emotions, and my actions. Now feel that. Let that truth settle in your chest. Because you are not at the mercy of what's happening around you. You are not just reacting to life. You are creating it from the inside out. We live in a world that constantly wants your attention. From the moment you wake up, the world shouts, "Look at this," worrying about that. Compare yourself to them. It's loud, it's fast, it's relentless. And if you're not grounded, you'll find yourself absorbing everything without questioning whether it serves you. But here's the truth that changes everything. You don't have to control the outside world. You just have to master your inner one. Let me say that again. You don't need to fix everyone else. You don't need to make the world quieter. What you need is the ability to quiet your own mind. That is your true power. Let's break this affirmation down. 1. I am in control of my thoughts. Your thoughts create your emotional climate. They shape the stories you tell yourself. And while you can't always stop a negative thought from showing up, you can choose what to do with it. A thought is not a fact. It's a suggestion. It's a voice that asks, do you want to believe this? And yes, you get to decide. Let me ask you, when was the last time you caught yourself spiraling into worrying or self-doubt? What if, in that moment, you paused, took a breath, and asked, is this thought helping me grow or holding me back? That one pause can change the entire direction of your day. 2. I am in control of my emotions. Now, this one's powerful. So many of us have been taught to either suppress our emotions or be ruled by them. But there's another way. Acknowledge them and choose your response. Emotional maturity doesn't mean never feeling anger, sadness, or fear. It means being able to feel all of it and still act with intention. Have you ever snapped at someone and immediately regretted it? Or felt overwhelmed and shut down for the rest of the day? We've all been there. But what if you had a system, your breath, your body, your awareness that helped you pause and choose? That's the space where growth lives. Because you are not your emotions. You are the awareness behind them. You are the one observing the storm, not the storm itself. And from that place, you can guide yourself with compassion and clarity. 3. I am in control of my actions. This is where everything becomes real. You can't always choose how you feel, but you can always choose what you do. You can choose to speak with kindness, even when frustrated. You can choose to walk away, to rest, to reflect instead of react. And over time, those small choices, they build your identity. They shape your integrity. They turn you into someone you trust. That's true confidence, not just feeling good, but behaving in alignment with your highest self. Let me share something personal. Years ago, I used to wake up and immediately feel anxious. Before I even got out of bed, my mind was racing. What if today doesn't go well? What if I fail? What if I'm not enough? And you know what? That energy followed me through the day. Until one day, I heard someone say, you can't control every thought, but you can control which ones you believe. That changed everything. So I started taking just 2 minutes each morning to ground myself, to breathe, to repeat this exact affirmation. I am in control of my thoughts, my emotions, and my actions. And over time, I didn't just say it. I became it. Now when life throws something unexpected at me, which it always does, I have tools. Not to escape my emotions, but to move through them with grace. And you can too. Let me ask you, what would your life feel like if you stopped chasing control on the outside and reclaimed it on the inside? What if your peace didn't depend on perfect circumstances, but on inner discipline? What if you could stay centered even when the world feels chaotic? You can. You already have the tools. They're in your breath, in your awareness, in your ability to choose. So today, remind yourself gently but firmly, I am not a slave to circumstance. I am not here to react. I am the calm. I am the clarity. I am in control. This is Daily Motivation Secrets, your daily reminder that power doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it looks like presence, like awareness, like peace in the middle of noise. So take this with you today. You are grounded. You are capable. You are in control. Now go forward, not with fear, but with full presence. Not trying to fix everything, but trusting you can face anything. Take a moment, just for you. Away from the pressure. Away from the noise. Away from the never-ending push to be more, do more, prove more. Let yourself breathe. And repeat these words with me softly, slowly, like a truth you're ready to claim. I radiate confidence and inner peace. Not someday. Not when everything falls perfectly into place. Today. Right now. Just as you are. You see, we've been taught a version of confidence that's loud, bold, flashy, always on display. But true confidence? It's quiet. It doesn't scream. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't chase attention. It radiates from a deep, grounded knowing of who you are. And peace? It's not the absence of chaos. It's the presence of clarity even when chaos is all around you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever met someone who walked into a room and didn't say much, but somehow you felt them? Their energy was calm, grounded, steady. They weren't trying to prove anything, yet something about them made you feel safe, inspired, even curious. That's what it means to radiate confidence and peace. It's not about being perfect. It's about being rooted in your values, rooted in your truth, rooted in the deep belief that you are enough. And when you carry that energy, it speaks louder than any words ever could. Let me share something personal. There was a time in my life when I thought confidence meant being the loudest voice in the room. I thought it meant performing, impressing, pushing myself to always look like I had it together. But inside, I was exhausted, anxious, always second-guessing. I was chasing peace from the outside instead of cultivating it from within. Then something shifted. I started paying attention to the people who made me feel calm just by being around them. They weren't loud. They weren't trying. They were simply present with themselves and with others. And I realized, real confidence doesn't come from how others see you. It comes from how you see yourself. So I started speaking this affirmation every morning. I radiate confidence and inner peace. At first, it felt foreign. But over time, I began to breathe differently, speak differently, move differently. Not because my life suddenly got easier, but because my energy shifted. Let's break this down. 1. Confidence is not noise, it's knowing. When you know your worth, you don't need to explain it. You don't need to compare or compete. You don't need to post about it or prove it. You just live it. Confidence is walking into a room and knowing you have nothing to hide and nothing to prove. It's making decisions from a place of alignment, not anxiety. It's trusting yourself even when you're still learning. Ask yourself, what would your day look like if you stopped waiting to feel ready and just allowed yourself to be? 2. Inner peace is a practice, not a personality trait. Some people think peace is something you either have or don't. But it's not. Peace is something you build, moment by moment. It's saying no when you need to protect your energy. It's stepping back when your ego wants to react. It's taking 5 deep breaths before you respond, so your words come from wisdom, not wounds. You don't find peace by avoiding the world. You find peace by learning how to stay grounded in the middle of it. Let your calm become contagious. Let your steadiness give others permission to slow down, breathe, and return to themselves. So today, I invite you to do something powerful. Not loud, not dramatic, just powerful. Choose your energy. Let it speak for you. Let your presence do the heavy lifting. You don't have to say much when your spirit is already speaking. You don't have to chase validation when your peace is intact. Speak this to yourself every morning, like a mantra. I radiate confidence and inner peace. Say it before a meeting. Say it before you walk into a tough conversation. Say it when your heart feels unsure. Say it until your nervous system starts to believe it. Because when your inner world is steady, the outer world becomes less intimidating. And the truth is, you don't have to hustle to be worthy of stillness. You don't have to perform to be valuable. You don't have to be loud to be powerful. You are already powerful in your softness, in your steadiness, in your quiet knowing. This is Daily Motivation Secrets, your reminder that real strength lives in presence, not performance. In peace, not pressure. In who you are, not just what you do. So walk into today not with a need to prove, but with a decision to embody the energy you want to attract. Take a deep breath. Let it settle you. Let it bring you back home to yourself. And now, gently repeat this affirmation with me. I attract opportunities that align with my purpose. Let's pause and sit with that. Because this isn't just a mantra. It's a truth, a quiet but powerful declaration that your life doesn't have to be random. It can be aligned. In a world obsessed with chasing everything, money, status, speed, what if the most powerful move you could make was attracting what is meant for you? You see, we've been conditioned to believe that if we're not constantly chasing, grinding, or forcing things to happen, then we're falling behind. But what if that's backwards? What if real success comes not from chasing, but from becoming? Becoming someone so clear in who they are, so rooted in what they value, that the right doors naturally begin to open. Let me ask you, have you ever tried so hard to force something into your life? A job, a relationship, a goal, only to feel empty or out of sync once you got it. That's what misalignment feels like. And sometimes the hardest lesson is realizing that not every opportunity is meant for you, even the shiny ones. But when you begin to align with your purpose, when you start honoring your inner truth instead of outside pressure, you stop chasing what looks good, and you start attracting what feels right. And that's a game changer. Let me share a personal story. Years ago, I accepted a job that looked perfect on paper. Great title, great pay, lots of opportunity. But within weeks, I felt it. The misalignment. I was spending my energy on things that didn't light me up. I was surrounded by people whose values didn't reflect mine. And even though everything looked right inside, I felt wrong. Eventually, I left. It was terrifying but freeing, because it forced me to ask the real question. What is my purpose? And what kind of life actually supports that? And from that moment, everything shifted. I stopped applying for every job. I stopped saying yes to things just because I could. Instead, I started listening deeply to the quiet wisdom inside me. And little by little, the right opportunities started showing up. I didn't have to force them. I just had to be present and courageous enough to receive them. Which brings us back to this affirmation. I attract opportunities that align with my purpose. Let's break this down. 1. I attract. Attracting isn't passive. It's energetic. You attract based on your vibration, your beliefs, your clarity, your intentions. So the question is, are you being who you need to be to receive what you want? You can't attract peace if your mind is in chaos. You can't attract love if you're still holding on to unworthiness. You can't attract purpose-filled work if you're trying to be someone else. So today, ask yourself, what energy am I putting out? Am I aligned with the opportunities I claim to want? 2. Opportunities that align. Not all opportunities are equal. Some will distract you. Some will stretch you. Some will test whether you've learned to choose yourself. The aligned ones, they'll feel expansive, maybe a little scary, but exciting. They'll feel like home, like something in you is waking up. Aligned opportunities don't just fit your skills. They fit your soul. So the more you learn to listen inward, the more you develop the self-trust to say yes to what feels right and no to what doesn't, the more clearly you'll recognize alignment when it shows up. 3. With my purpose. Now here's the deeper part. What is your purpose? It doesn't have to be something grand or public. Your purpose could be to create beauty, to raise a kind family, to teach, to heal, to inspire, to build, to serve, to grow. Purpose isn't always a job title. It's a way of being. When you live from that place, when you make choices that honor your core values, you'll be amazed how life starts responding differently. You'll notice that certain people drift away. New ones appear. Doors close, but better ones open. Not by accident, but by alignment. Because here's the truth. What's meant for you will not pass you by if you're courageous enough to be present when it arrives. So today, walk with a different energy. Stop grasping. Start aligning. Be the person who doesn't chase what's shiny. Be the person who attracts what is true. Say it one more time, this time from the center of your chest. I attract opportunities that align with my purpose. Let this be your filter. Let this be your guide. You don't need to know the whole path. You just need to be honest enough to take the next aligned step. And trust this. When you live in alignment, the right people will find you. The right work will rise to meet you. The right timing will unfold without forcing. This is Daily Motivation Secrets, your reminder that you were never meant to beg for what's already yours. You were born to receive it in clarity, in trust, in purpose. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Let it settle your body. Let it soften your thoughts. And now, repeat after me slowly and intentionally. I am surrounded by love, support, and abundance. Even if you can't see it yet. Even if right now, it feels like you're walking through a season of loneliness or uncertainty. These words still hold truth, because the presence of love, support, and abundance is not always loud. It's not always visible. Sometimes, it shows up quietly, in unexpected ways, in whispers, in signs, in moments that gently remind you. You are not alone. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had a moment where someone showed up for you out of nowhere? A friend called at just the right time. A stranger offered kindness when you needed it most. A solution appeared when you were just about to give up. That's not coincidence. That's alignment. That's life supporting you even when you didn't realize it. But here's the thing. To recognize the abundance and support around us, we first have to believe that we're worthy of it. We live in a culture that tells us we have to do everything ourselves. That needing help is weakness. That love is earned only through perfection. That abundance is for a select few. But none of that is true. The truth is you are already enough. You don't have to perform to be loved. You don't have to be flawless to be supported. You don't have to hustle 24/7 to be abundant. You are inherently worthy. You are seen. You are held. Sometimes, the greatest challenge is not finding love, but allowing yourself to receive it. Not chasing abundance, but opening your heart to what's already flowing your way. Let me share something personal. There was a time when I felt incredibly alone, even though I was surrounded by people. I was going through a quiet kind of struggle, the kind that doesn't show up in public. And I kept telling myself, you have to handle this. You have to be strong. No one will understand. But one day, out of nowhere, I received a message from someone I hadn't spoken to in months. They simply said, I don't know why, but I felt the need to check on you today. That one message cracked something open in me. I realized I wasn't alone. I never was. And that's when I started practicing this affirmation. I am surrounded by love, support, and abundance. Even on days when I didn't feel it. Even on days when I was struggling to believe it. And slowly things began to shift. Not just around me, but within me. Because when you believe you are supported, you begin to walk differently. You take deeper breaths. You soften your defenses. You become open to receiving instead of just surviving. Let's break this affirmation down. 1. I am surrounded by love. Love isn't always romantic. Sometimes it's a friend who checks in. Sometimes it's a memory that warms your heart. Sometimes it's your own reflection finally treated with kindness instead of criticism. You don't have to earn love. You are love. And it's all around you if you're willing to see it. 2. I am surrounded by support. Support doesn't mean having all the answers. It means knowing that you don't have to carry the weight of life alone. Support may come from family, from friends, from community. But it also comes from something deeper, from the universe, from your faith, from the unseen forces that guide your path when you least expect it. Even in solitude, you are never abandoned. You are being led, even when the road feels unclear. 3. I am surrounded by abundance. Abundance isn't just about money. It's about time, health, love, opportunities, ideas, energy, creativity, presence. When you open yourself to abundance, you stop living from a place of fear and scarcity. You begin to realize that there is more than enough for you and for everyone around you. And the best part? You don't have to chase it. You simply align with it by trusting that what is meant for you will never pass you by. So today, I invite you to do something powerful. Speak this affirmation not as a wish, but as a truth. I am surrounded by love, support, and abundance. Say it when you feel low. Say it when you're celebrating. Say it when you're in the middle of uncertainty. And every time you say it, you're not just reminding yourself, you're rewiring your reality. Because the more you believe in this energy, the more you begin to notice the people, the signs, the miracles that were there all along. You are not forgotten. You are not disconnected. You are held in ways your mind may not yet understand, but your soul already knows. This is Daily Motivation Secrets, your gentle reminder that you are never truly alone. Love is reaching for you. Support is waiting for you. Abundance is flowing toward you. Now go through your day with your heart a little more open, your mind a little more trusting, and your spirit a little more certain. You are surrounded. You are supported. You are deeply, deeply loved. Take a moment to pause. Place your hand on your heart. Close your eyes, just for a breath or two, and repeat after me with intention and courage. Today, I rise. Today, I shine. Again, a little louder this time. This isn't just a phrase. It's a declaration, a decision, a sacred promise you make to yourself before the world even has a chance to speak. Because this day, this very day, isn't just another square on the calendar. It's not just another Monday, another task list, another routine. No, today is your launch pad, not your limit. Today is the day you decide to rise, not because everything is perfect, but because you are ready. Let me ask you something real. When was the last time you truly showed up for yourself? Not just went through the motions, not just survived the schedule, but actually stood tall mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and said, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm ready. Because here's the truth that too many people forget. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment to rise. You create the moment when you choose to rise. Even if you're tired, even if you're scared, even if yesterday felt like a failure, you rise because the story isn't finished yet. You see, rising isn't just about action. It's about energy. It's about deciding that your past doesn't have the final word. It's about looking at all the things that tried to break you and saying, I'm still here, and I'm just getting started. Shining isn't about being the loudest in the room. It's about being aligned. It's about standing in your light without needing to dim anyone else's. And sometimes, shining means simply refusing to shrink. How often have you held back your voice because you didn't want to make others uncomfortable? How many times have you talked yourself out of a dream because you feared judgment or failure or not being enough? Let me tell you something that might just change your life. You don't need to be fearless to rise. You just need to be willing. Willing to take the first step, willing to speak up, willing to try again, willing to believe that something greater is still possible for you. Let me share a personal story. There was a morning in my life early, dark, heavy when I almost didn't get out of bed. The weight of everything I hadn't done, hadn't figured out, hadn't become. It was louder than my desire to move. But something small inside me, something quiet but persistent, whispered, just get up. Not to be perfect, just to be present. So I got up. I stretched. I breathed. I didn't fix everything that day. But I showed up. And from that small act, something opened. Momentum. Energy. Self-respect. Because every time you rise, even in the smallest way, you remind yourself of your power. So here's what I want you to do today. Don't wait for motivation. Be the motivation. Don't wait for clarity. Create it through movement. Don't wait for permission. Give it to yourself. And when you speak these words again, today, I rise. Today, I shine. Don't just say them. Feel them. Let them pulse through your body like truth returning home. Let them activate the part of you that remembers who you were before the fear, the comparison, the noise. Let them remind you, you are worthy of this day. You are stronger than your struggle. You are allowed to shine even if you've stumbled. You are allowed to grow even if it's slow. Because shining isn't just for the few. It's for anyone brave enough to stop hiding. You don't need to shout. You don't need to impress. You just need to be fully present in your own light. And yes, there will be obstacles. There will be days when you feel small, discouraged, invisible. But even on those days you rise. Not because it's easy, but because it's who you are becoming. This is Daily Motivation Secrets reminding you that your power is not found in grand moments. It's found in these quiet decisions. The decision to rise. The decision to show up. The decision to believe again. So go into your day like it matters, because it does. Go into your conversations with your heart open. Go into your work with intention. Go into your life with a light that no one can dim. And every time doubt tries to creep in, every time fear pulls you backward, come back to this truth. Today, I rise. Today, I shine. And today is only the beginning. Let's take a step back. Let's slow things down for a moment. Because this is where the real transformation happens. You see, these affirmations we speak each morning, they aren't just pretty phrases. They're not just words you repeat to feel good for a few seconds. They are promises, intentional, sacred commitments you make to yourself, to your growth, to the life you want to build. And the lesson is simple, but powerful. How you start your day shapes how you live your life. It's not about perfection. It's about direction. It's about choosing a mindset, a mood, a mission before the world tells you who to be. Let me ask you this. How do you speak to yourself when no one's listening? Are your words kind? Are they clear? Are they grounded in who you are becoming or stuck in who you used to be? Because here's the truth. When you speak to yourself with intention, life begins to respond with clarity. Opportunities begin to reveal themselves. People start to mirror back the energy you've claimed. Your steps become lighter, your mind less cluttered, your spirit more awake. And no, it's not magic. It's alignment. It's the shift that happens when your inner dialogue finally matches your higher self. You might be thinking, but how can a few words change my life? Let me be honest with you. They don't unless you mean them, unless you live them. Because affirmations are not about pretending. They're not about ignoring your pain, your doubts, your fears. They're about replacing the noise with a voice of power. They're about reminding yourself over and over again that you are not your past. You are your potential. Think of it like this. Every affirmation you say is a brick. And every day you speak it with intention, you lay another one. Brick by brick, word by word, belief by belief. You are building the foundation of the life you want. And just like a house doesn't rise overnight, your mindset won't either. But stay consistent, stay true, stay grounded. And one day, you'll look around and realize you're standing in the life you once only dreamed of. So today, speak boldly, speak with honesty, speak with faith that your voice matters even when no one else hears it. This isn't just positive thinking, it's powerful believing. And when you begin to believe in your own words, your words begin to believe in you. This is Daily Motivation Secrets, your reminder that your voice is your compass, your intention is your anchor, and your morning mindset, it's the architect of your future. So go on, speak with purpose, speak with heart, and let your words build the life you were always meant to live. So here's the question we don't ask ourselves enough. What does it really take to become the best version of you? It's not a title. It's not a number in your bank account. It's not some perfect version of you who never struggles, never doubts, never breaks down. Becoming your best self is about choice. And it starts every single day with your morning. Before the day begins, before the emails, the deadlines, the conversations, the traffic, you get a quiet moment, a blank page. And what you write on that page matters. Your morning is not just a routine. It's a ritual. It's the space where you either hand your power over to the chaos, or you take it back with intention. That's where affirmations come in. These aren't just motivational quotes. They're not wishful thinking. They are mental training. They're how you condition your mind to remember what matters, who you are, what you believe, and where you're headed. Let me ask you something personal. What's the first thing you say to yourself in the morning? Is it, "I'm already behind. I'm tired. Why even bother?" Or is it, "I'm ready. I've got what it takes. Today is a gift, I'm going to use it well"? Because the voice you listen to first thing in the morning, that's the one that sets the tone for the rest of your day. And no, confidence isn't something you wait for. Confidence is something you build, brick by brick, word by word. It begins in the quiet, in the unseen, in the way you speak to yourself when no one else is around. Every affirmation you repeat is a seed. And when you water that seed with repetition, with belief, with action, that seed becomes identity. And identity, that's what shapes your reality. Think of it like this. If every single day you told yourself, "I'm not good enough," eventually you'll believe it. But if every single day you counter that story with, "I am capable, I am resilient, I am becoming stronger each day," that story takes root. That story starts driving your choices, your focus, your behavior. And suddenly you're not just saying the words, you're living them. This is the part most people miss. They chase motivation. But motivation fades. You don't need to chase it. You need to create it. And the way you create it is by showing up before you feel ready. By making morning affirmations a part of who you are, not just something you try when life gets hard. So tomorrow morning, when the alarm goes off, before you reach for your phone, before your thoughts start spiraling, take a breath and say something that brings you back to your power. Even if it's just one sentence. "I'm grounded. I'm focused. I'm enough." Or simply, "Today, I choose peace." Make it a habit. Not for the world. For you. Because this isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about choosing to lead your day rather than letting your day lead you. This is Daily Motivation Secrets, reminding you that the path to your best self doesn't begin with a breakthrough. It begins with a whisper and a morning ritual that says, "I'm ready. Let's go." Before we close, I want to remind you of something that too often gets lost in the noise of life. You already have everything you need inside you. The clarity, the courage, the wisdom, the strength. It's all there, not in some distant future, not buried in someone else's approval, not locked behind another achievement. Right now, right here, within you. You don't have to become someone else to live a meaningful life. You just have to start being fully yourself, on purpose, with presence, and with power. So let today be your proof. Not because it's going to be perfect. Not because every challenge will disappear. But because today is a chance to show up differently. A chance to breathe with intention. To move with clarity. To speak from your center. To live like you know who you are becoming. You don't have to shout it. You don't have to post about it. You just have to embody it. So as you step into your day, I want you to hold this close. Wake up with purpose. Don't wait for it to find you. Bring it with you into every room you enter. Speak with strength. Even if your voice is quiet, let your words carry truth. Live with intention. Let your actions match the life you say you want. Because when you begin to live like that, everything shifts. You stop chasing. You start attracting. You stop doubting. You start deciding. You stop shrinking. And you start rising. That's the magic of alignment. That's the power of starting your day with a clear mind and a full heart. So as we wrap up this morning together, let this final message settle into your bones. You were never missing anything. You were always just waiting to remember. You don't need to control everything, just yourself. You don't need to know the whole path, just the next step. And you don't need to do it alone, because you never really were. This is Daily Motivation Secrets, your companion in the quiet moments before the world wakes up. Your gentle reminder that greatness isn't a title, it's a choice you make every morning. So now go. Step into your day. Not like you're surviving it, but like you're leading it. Like you own it. Because you do. And the world is waiting to meet the version of you who already knows that's true.